Hello, hello, hello. It's Miss Jackson here. Welcome to ELA class. Today is Tuesday, March 23rd, and we are going to focus on lesson 7. We don't have a do now today, so we will skip this page. The objective for today, objective. I will read sentences and identify which noun is replaced by a pronoun. Digraph. Wait for the snap. If you said S, give yourself a point. If you said give yourself a point. Tricky words. Don't get tricked. Wait for the snap. If you said cow, give yourself a point. Spelling words. And then we'll have a spelling test soon. In a couple weeks, I created some new packets, and we will have virtual spelling tests. It will be kind of fun. S-U-N. That spells sun. K-I-S-S. That spells kiss. C-E-N-T. That spells scent. P-R-I-N-C-E. That spells prince. Z-I-P. That spells zip. J-A-Z-Z. That spells jazz. P-I-G-S. That spells pigs. H-E-R-E. That spells here. Expectations. How many syllables? All right, scholars, so Ms. Jackson is going to say some words. Ms. Jackson is going to say some. And all of these words are either going to have one syllable or two syllable. One syllable or good. And you are going to clap out the syllables. You're going to clap out the moment you clap out those syllables, I need to see that same finger on your hand super high in the sky. I won't be able to see it, but I still want you to participate. So you clap out the syllables and tell me how many syllables there are with your finger. Get it? Got it? Good? Okay. Classroom. If you got two syllables, give yourself a point. Cardboard. If you got two syllables, give yourself a point. School. Don't get tricked, scholars. School. If you clapped once, give yourself a point. You did not get tricked. Pancake. If you clapped twice, give yourself a point. Backpack. If you counted two syllables, give yourself a point. Hometown. If you clap twice, give yourself a point. All right, scholars, so we are going to learn something a little new today. What we're going to do is we're going to read these sentences, and you are going to have to identify the noun and the pronoun in each sentence. Now, a pronoun can be a word like he, she, we, they, it. It kind of takes away from the proper noun or sometimes common nouns when we don't want to be as specific, okay? So we are going to do 3 sentences. In each one of these, I'm going to give you some wait time so that you can think your way through the sentence, and then I will give you the answer. Got it good? Okay. All right, so this sentence says, Kate went on a trip. She was sad at the start of the trip. So I'm going to walk you through number 1, and then I'm going to have you do maybe 2 and 3 independently, okay? So we're going to focus on the second part of this sentence over here, okay? The pronoun is she. So we know this pronoun is talking about something or someone specific from the beginning of the sentence over here. So it says, she was sad at the start of the trip. Well, now we need to identify what this word she is talking about. It replaced what? Over here it says, Kate went on a trip. Now this word she tells us that one of these words over here is about a girl, obviously. So we're going to focus on this word Kate. Kate is a girl. Kate is also a noun. So the word she is talking about Kate. And we can replace it and say, sorry, Ms. Jackson, lines are not as straight as I would like them to be. Okay, so she is all about Kate. Kate was on a trip. She was sad at the start of the trip. And that's your answer here. She is our pronoun, and she took the place of the word Kate. Okay? Kate is she. All right, sentence number 2. Ms. Jackson is going to give you some think time so you can think about how we're going to dissect these sentences. And Ms. Jackson will give you a hint. I'll give you the pronoun in this sentence so you can determine which noun the pronoun is replacing, okay? So the sentence says, Kate met Jack in the coin shop. Then it goes on to say, he was an expert on coins. So I'm going to give you a hint. The pronoun, remember pronouns can be he, she, we, they, or it. The pronoun in this sentence is he. Now you have to be the pronoun detective to figure out what word was just replaced by the word he. Which noun was just replaced by he? Did the word he replace the word Jack? Or did the word he replace the proper noun Kate? If you chose Jack as the noun that was replaced by he, give yourself a point. That's absolutely correct. We said Kate met Jack in the coin shop. He was an expert on coins. Who is he? Jack is he. If that's what you thought, if that's what you got, make sure you give yourself a point. If you did not get that and you decided that Kate was a he, I'll give you a reminder. He is a word for boys. So if you do have 2 words and one is a girl, one is a boy, and then you have the word he, that's a really good hint to tell you that he is a boy, okay? All right, last sentence says, Kate had found a coin. It was made of silver. Now, I'll give you another hint. I'll go ahead and circle your pronoun. Okay, this word it is a pronoun. What is it? What was made of silver? Now, if you go back to the first part of the sentence, Kay had found a coin. It was made of silver. What was made of silver? Was Kate made of silver? Was coin made of silver? Which word is the it? What was made of silver? I'll give you some time to think about that answer. If you chose the word coin, give yourself a point. You are absolutely correct. Coin is the noun that was replaced by it. It was made of silver. The coin was made of silver. All right, scholars. So now I'm going to pretend that you're here, and I have my friends over here. They're going to be helping me come up with pronouns. So we're going to add to these sentences, okay, without saying the name at the beginning, okay? So for example, number one says, Josh had a party. Ms. Jackson is going to add on to that sentence. So I can say, let's say Josh had a lot of fun. So instead of me saying Josh had a party, Josh had fun, I would say Josh had a party and he had fun. Okay? That he tells us we're talking about Josh. For number two, how can you add to this sentence? By using a pronoun. The beginning of the sentence is, Andy is very flexible. Thinking of adding a pronoun to extend this sentence. I have my friend Gabby the goat here, and Gabby is going to extend our sentence, okay? So, Andy is very flexible. He knows how to do the splits. Wow, Gabby, I didn't know you knew how to extend into second grade sentences using pronouns. Absolutely correct. Gabby said, Andy is very flexible and he knows how to do the splits. So instead of saying Andy is very flexible and Andy knows how to do the splits, we're going to take away the second Andy and add he. Andy is very flexible. He knows how to do the splits. All right, scholars, last sentence. You have to add a pronoun, extending this sentence by adding a pronoun without saying Sophia again, okay? So the sentence is, Sophia is very strong. You are going to extend this sentence and add a pronoun. I'll give you some wait time. All right, so we have Marcel here. Marcel is going to extend our sentence and add a pronoun. Sophia is very strong and she knows how to do 50 push-ups. Wow, Marcel. That was a really good sentence. Not only did you extend that sentence, but he also added a pronoun. He said, Sophia is very strong. She knows how to do 50 push-ups. Way to go, Marcel. Keep up the good work. All right, we know what this means. That means we're about to get to our desks and do some paperwork. So, in your packet, you should have turned to where it says 7.1 at the top. And what we're going to do, scholars, we're going to read these sentences. We're going to become pronoun detectives, okay? So that means we are going to read these sentences, find the pronoun, and figure out what noun did that pronoun replace. So the first one is already done for you. It says, Kate is 9. She wrote a book. So what we're going to have to do is go through, underline our pronoun, and then make a line from our pronoun to the noun that it is replacing. Once you do that, you'll write the pronoun in the blank. Ms. Jackson's handwriting is not so great on this computer. So sorry, scholars. Okay? And then I've already gone through and given you a hint for 2, 3, and 4. We'll read those sentences together. And if you want to do this independently, I suggest you pause the PowerPoint or pause this video and then do 2, 3, and 4 independently. And then we'll move on. So sentence number 2 says, Jack has a shop. He sells coins. You're going to identify the pronoun, draw a line from the pronoun to its noun that it's replacing, and write the pronoun on the line, okay? Number 3, Kate went on a trip. It was fun. Scholars, don't get tricked. You might see more than one noun. However, that pronoun is only going to be talking about one specific noun, okay? Kate went on a trip. It was fun. So you're going to underline the pronoun. I've already circled it for you. Draw a line from the pronoun to the noun that it's replacing, and then write the pronoun on the line. Then number 4 says, Kate found a coin. It is Spanish. You're going to underline the pronoun that I've already circled for you. You're going to draw a line from the pronoun to its noun that it's replacing, and then you're going to write the pronoun in the line. Once you finish with number 2, I want you to go ahead and send me a picture of number 2 so that I know that you did it the proper way. All right, scholars, so if you're on this page, that tells me that you've already completed 2, 3, and 4 on the previous page, and you're ready to move on. So over here, we are going to create the pronouns. So the pronouns are not available to us right now. We have to determine what is a good word that's considered a pronoun that's going to replace these nouns. So Ms. Jackson has already circled the nouns that you should focus on to determine what pronoun we're going to use. Number 1 has already been done for you. It says, Kate went on a trip. Had fun. So the noun that we're going to replace is Kate. Remember, the pronouns that we can use are he, she, we, they, and it. So when you think about those pronouns, we know Kate is a noun. So we're going to write she in the blank because that's a pronoun. It describes Kate without telling us what her name is, okay? Number 2, you're going to do it independently. I won't talk you through it because I need you to send me a picture of number 2 so that I see that you're doing it properly. All right, so number 2 says, Jack likes the coin. Jack likes, What pronoun are you going to use? Are you going to use Jack likes she, Jack likes he, Jack likes we, Jack likes it, Jack likes they? Which pronoun are you going to put in the line? Write the proper pronoun into the line. Take a picture of number 2, send it to me, okay? Number 3 says, was Jack Nan's pal? Yes, was Nan's pal. Who are they talking about? Write the proper pronoun in the line. Number 4 says, Kate made a book. Wrote the cards. Talking about Kate. What are you going to put in that blank? How are we going to determine which pronoun goes into that blank? Number 5 says, Nan has a cabin. Is in the west. We're not talking about Nan. We are talking about the cabin. So what pronoun are you going to use in the blank to describe the cabin? Okay, to replace the cabin. Then number 6 says, Max is a kid. Is 9. Thinking of the proper pronouns to put in the blank. Scholars, if you have not completed 2 through 6, go ahead and pause the video. Go ahead and replace the noun that it's circled with the proper noun using he, she, we, they, or it. All right, scholars, remember we just started a new unit. So today's story is about some surprise visitors that show up at Grace's family picnic. Tracking the video, so don't get tricked, scholars. C can make what sound? S. Grace, Spencer, raced, center. CE can make what sound? S. Voice, glanced. SE can make what sound? S. Rinsed. ED can make what sound? T. Good job, scholars. You didn't get tricked. Picked, stuffed, asked, brushed, slipped. 2-syllable words. Picnic, basket, summer, river, chicken. Brushed is a verb. Brushed is a verb because it is an action word. It's something that we can do. It means moved quickly and lightly. For example, I would say, Dad brushed the cookie crumbs off the table. Glanced is a verb. Glance is a verb because it is an action word. It is something that we can do. It means looked quickly. For example, I would say, we glanced out the window to see if it was snowing. Picnic is a noun. Picnic is a noun because it is a thing. It is a meal eaten outdoors. For example, I would say, my favorite place for a picnic is at the park. All right, scholars, we're going to read today's story to find out who visits Grace's picnic. The title that we're reading today is The Picnic by the River. Who can tell me what page are we going to turn to? If you said 8, give yourself a point because you are correct. Starting with the title, The Picnic by the River. Last summer, the Spencers had a picnic by the river. They had a picnic basket filled with food. It was stuffed with all sorts of good things: chicken wings, ham, grapes, chips, and cupcakes. Think underneath the word Mr. Mr. Spencer set the picnic basket down. Grace and Jill went for a swim in the river. Think underneath the word after. After their swim, the children raced back to the spot where the picnic basket was. When they got there were ants marching down the side of their picnic basket. The ants were marching off with some of the food. The Spencers had set their basket down next to the center of a big ant hill. Yikes! Shouted Grace in a loud voice. Who asked those ants to this picnic? Mr. Spencer picked up the picnic basket and brushed off the ants. Much of the food was in plastic bags, so it was safe from the ants. Grace and Jill rinsed off the grapes after they brushed off the rest of the ants. Think underneath the word the. The Spencers sat down and ate their picnic lunch. This time, they sat far from the center of the anthill. Think underneath the word after. After lunch, Mr. Spencer asked, should we pack up our stuff and get back to the farm? Finger underneath the word not. Not yet, said Grace, and glanced back at the anthill. Finger underneath the word she. She smiled and slipped some bits of cupcake and ham into her pocket. Then she ran to the anthill. She set the bits of cupcake and ham on the ground next to the anthill. Finger underneath the word there. There, she said. That will be lunch for the ants. I think ants are cool when they are not crawling on our basket. All right, scholars, I have a question. Bring it, bring it. Again, I have my friends here, but you are going to have to also answer these questions. Remember, I'm listening for complete sentences, like you're ready for second grade, okay? So, sentence number 1 says, what did Grace discover when she returned from swimming? Thinking. What did Grace discover when she returned from swimming? All right, I have Ferdinand here. Ferdinand is going to answer our question using a complete sentence. When Grace returned from swimming, she discovered ants crawling on her picnic basket. If you got the same answer as Ferdinand, give yourself a point because that is correct. Way to go, Ferdinand. Question number 2. Well, number 1 again. Next question says, where had the Spencers set down their picnic basket? Thinking. Where had the Spencers set down their picnic basket? All right, Marcel is going to answer this question in a complete sentence like a future second grade scholar. The Spencers had set down their picnic basket next to the center of an anthill. Wow, Marcel, you're just fantastic. If I didn't know any better, I would say that he was already in second grade. Yes. If you use a complete sentence while answering this question, give yourself a point. The Spencers had set down their picnic basket next to the center of an anthill. Next question says, why did Grace set bits of cupcake and ham on the ground next to the anthill? Why did Grace set bits of cupcake and ham on the ground next to the anthill? Thinking. All right, Smooches is going to answer this question. Grace set bits of cupcake and ham on the ground next to the anthill because she thinks ants are cool and she wanted them to have a lunch too. Okay, Smooches, I see you. That was a good answer. Definitely a second grade answer. Yes, Grace did set bits of cupcake and ham on the ground next to the anthill because she does think ants are cool and she also wanted them to have a lunch. Last question, scholars. What does this tell you about Grace? What kinds of words could you use to describe Grace? What kind of words could be used to describe Grace? So these would be considered adjectives. And Tundra is going to answer this question. The kind of words that I can use to describe Grace are kind and careful and nice. Because when it was time for her to go, she still went back and made sure the ants had something to eat. And that's very kind and that's very caring of her. That's very nice. Okay, Tundra. That was a long, long sentence. But yes, you did answer the question. Yes, Grace can be described as kind and caring and nice because she cared about those ants and she went back and still gave them lunch. All right, scholars, that's the end of our lesson. And if you are done with this lesson and you have any suggestions, let me know. Send me a text message. The brain break for today, I challenge you to do 10 high jumps like we were in class and you were standing on a tippy top of your toes and you reach your hand super, super high into the sky and you jump as high as you can 10 times, but you have to land really lightly or else you're going to wake up the alligator. And the book that I'm going to read on my page with Read with Miss Jackson is Help Wanted, Must Love Books. If by the end of the day you need a story to read to, head on over to my page. I'll read this story to you. Have a good day, scholars. I miss you. Hope to see you soon. Text me if you have any questions. Text me if you want to just say hi.